I am Dr. Momita Rai, Assistant Professor, Department of Pharmaceutical Technology, JS University. The topic of today's lecture is Hospital Organization. This is under Part 1, Unit A module of Hospital and Clinical Pharmacy, subject code 2.6. In the last two classes, we have discussed about what is hospital, what are the different functions of hospital, what are the different departments, and what are the categories of different hospital, or hospital can be classified into different categories. In the today's lecture, we will discuss about the functions of those different departments and the medical staffs involved in the hospitals and their functions. So, we have discussed in our earlier lecture that the hospital departments which are providing services to the patients can be classified into broadly two categories: inpatient departments and outpatient departments. So, these departments are basically dealing with the patient care, and within the hospital departments there are different segments or different departments which are indispensable for providing these services. So, if we can broadly classify, we can classify the departments of a hospital into two categories. One is the clinical department and another one is the surgical department. So, the clinical department is basically dealing with the various clinical specialty services which are offered by the hospital. Some of the departments which deal with the professional care or the therapeutic and diagnostic care of the patients, these are the anesthetic, medicine, surgery, obstetrics, gynecology, radiology, ophthalmology, dental, ENT, chest, etc. And the another departments are the diagnostic and investigation related departments. These clinical departments and super specialties are associated with these type of various diagnostic and investigational laboratories. These constitute an important part in the total medical service offered by a hospital, as in every disease it need to be first diagnosed or investigated that what type of disease is that. The diagnosis is the preliminary thing before the treatment is initiated. So, first the disease should be diagnosed. So, for that the biochemistry, pathology, microbiology, CT scan, cardiology, radiology, gastroenterology, these type of departments are involved, which are playing some important role for the diagnosis and investigation of the disease. And during the treatment procedure, throughout the treatment, it's also necessary for regular checkup, regular routine examination of any blood or urine related parameters or any x-ray for any orthopedic cases. So these investigation diagnostic procedure and the therapeutic procedure, these two are interrelated within this clinical department. Next one is the surgical department, where the surgical procedures are performed. The specific surgery can be done for particular organ by the specialist surgeons. These departments maintain needs an operation theatre to be present within the hospital with proper aseptic condition. The maintenance of the aseptic condition or sterile condition maintaining is the most important in case of these surgical departments. It should have drug, chemical, equipment, apparatus to meet any type of emergency. As you all know that the surgery procedure can be of both type. One is the emergency surgery, like in case of any emergency problem, like mostly in case of the appendicitis related problems, some sudden pain is there, so that some urgent operation is needed. So for that emergency services, the sterile aseptic condition and instruments are very important, as well as for any planned surgery, any neurosurgery or any obstetrics or gynecological surgery or any ophthalmological surgery. For each type of surgery, there is an important thing is the aseptic condition and the instruments. So some emergency operations or any pre-planned operation can be performed in these operation theatres or the surgical departments of a hospital, which are also connected with some recovery or post-operative room, where after the surgery the post-surgical care can be provided to the patients till the recovery. Okay, then from the surgical departments they are again shifted to the clinical department for the regular monitoring. These all departments need the hospital service. So the hospital services are provided by the all healthcare providers. It may be doctor, physician. It also include the nursing staffs, pharmacy, and other paramedical staffs, other healthcare professionals, as well as some supportive staffs also. Okay, so the hospital services can be broadly categorized into three groups. One is the line service, which is mainly consist of the medical professionals or the physicians. Second one is the staff service. Other than the doctors, different staffs are involved in it. And the third one is the auxiliary service or the supportive staffs. In the next slides, we will discuss these in details. So the first one is the line service, which include mainly the physicians. In all these segments, the physician is the utmost important part, without whom these services cannot be provided. Line service include the emergency service or the casualty service, the outpatient departments and the inpatient department, then intensive care units and operation theatre. You are well known about these terminologies OPD, IPD. Yes, so OPD is the outpatient department where the patients are coming for the regular checkup for any acute or chronic illness. In case of the inpatient department, the patients are admitted for the round the clock monitoring, and ICU is the intensive care unit for any critical patient. Operation theatre is the surgical procedure were performed, and the emergency service is any type of emergency care. It related to some accidental injury, trauma, or any emergency medical problems can be met with these emergency services. And these all service are provided by the medical staff. Doctor, physicians are directly involved in these services, so these are called the line service. Next is the staff service. Staff service are different type of other service than the line service, where other than the doctors or other than the physicians, some other staffs are involved. Among these, the first one is the sterile service or the sterile supply service. The central sterile supply unit of a hospital, which is supplying the bandage, clothing to store and to issue them. The unit supply the items mainly to the operation theatre. As these are the sterile supply service, and the aseptic condition maintenance is the most important in case of the operation theatre. So these are mainly dealing with the operation theatre. In the picture left hand side, you can see one picture of the sterile supply unit. From there, the sterile the sterile substance can be delivered to the different wards, operation theatre mainly, emergency unit, outpatient departments, and X-ray and pathological departments. Then second one is the dietary service. This is the mainly catering department of a hospital, which is having a kitchen and food store. These mainly supply meals to the inpatient departments who are admitted to the hospital. One dietitian is also involved to make a chart of the balanced diet according to their need and disease condition of an individual patient. Like we have also discussed that the for diabetic patients, it's some diabetic diet like less sugar. In case of the kidney patient, the water is restricted. In case of the cardiological patient, the oil is restricted. So for individual patient, a specific diet can be specified by the dietitian, and according to that the dietary service will provide the food or meal to the patients. Then the third one is the central supply. The central supply or the central medical and surgical supply, it process, maintains and dispense different medicines, supplies and equipments required by the different departments. This central supply is responsible for the collecting and receiving the order from the different departments, processing and storing of the drugs, chemicals, equipments, and then supply it to the different departments. Now the other staff services are including the hospital pharmacy. These controls the pharmacy operations in the hospital. This is responsible for compounding and dispensing of the medicines based on the prescription after reviewing those. And the other important role is to maintain the store. The role of the hospital pharmacist will be briefly described in your later classes. Okay, this is a brief description about all the hospital staff services and all the hospital services. So the hospital pharmacy is basically dealing with the medicine supply to different departments. Next one is the laundry. This is responsible for buying, storing, issuing, delivering, and washing of the linen used in the hospital. The different garments of the doctors or the nursing staff and other healthcare providers who are wearing within the hospital, within the surgical, during the surgical procedure in case of the OT operation theatre, some aprons or gowns are worn by the doctors and nursing staffs. And other than that, some private hospitals, in all of the private hospitals mostly you can see there are some specific dresses for the patients also. In case of government hospital there is no such dress codes, but in case of the private hospitals there are specific dresses for the patients also. They not allow the uh, their garments, the patient garments from outside. So for them also all these their dressings, their dresses basically, and the linen, the bed cover, bed sheets, all are washed within the laundry which is situated within the hospital, or it may be nearby the hospital service. They are contacted with the hospital. These are the another staff service. Then the radiological service, which is involved for the diagnosis by x-ray, MRI, CT scan, USG. In case of these procedures, investigation procedures, uh, those staffs are involved are also under this staff service. And last but not the least, the nursing service, which is the largest department within the hospital, which renders its function for 24 hours. They are basically the pillar of the hospital. Without them, the patient care is fully impossible. And it's the most important service and divisions among the all departments. Then next come the auxiliary service. Auxiliary service is basically the supportive staffs. They are the supportive staffs like the medical line service where the doctors are directly involved, physicians are directly involved in the line service. In the staff service also, other than the doctors, the nursing staffs, the diagnostic staffs, pharmacists, they are also involved with who are directly related with the patient care. But the auxiliary service are provided by those they are not directly involved, but they are very much important for the proper running of a hospital. Without them, the hospital cannot provide its facility to its the best. Okay, so the auxiliary services included, first of all, the registration and indoor case records. These records all the patient's registration. During the billing, you can see in all the hospital there is a registration desk where the patient can go, patient parties along with the patient parties, they can go to them and go to the registration counter, and they can inquire about any doctor or any type of treatment conditions. And after registration uh, they can be able to have any type of service within the hospital. Then the medical records, this is also an assembly of all the forms of a patient. It may be some admission slip, the case record, the total treatment procedure, consent of any surgery or specific study, discharge summary. For a particular patient, a particular medical record file is there within the hospital, which is important both clinically and if there is any legal aspects which can be arise for any condition, the medical records for that person or that patient can be verified from the hospital. Then the store, which issues the different items after indenting. Indent is the requirement which is given by the different departments, and the store issues those items as per their need. The separate stores are there for the pharmacy, surgical item, glassware equipment, chemical, general item, etc. Then comes the transport. Transport is another one important service which includes the wheelchair, stretcher for the critically ill patient to transport from one place to another place, one department to another department. Then trolley for transporting foods and other supplies, and ambulance, which is the most important thing which must be present to carry patient from hospital to another hospital when they are referred for the better treatment, or some emergency ill patient to carry from their residence to the hospital. So these all involve the supportive staff service who are in generally, if we can look, they are not directly involved with the patient care, but without them the hospital will hamper a lot, right? Without them the proper running is not possible. Then comes the mortuary. Mortuary is basically the cold area to keep the dead bodies till it's claimed by their relatives. The unclaimed bodies within the hospital is stored in the cold area or mortuary, and the patient parties with proper documents when came, then they claim the body and the body will be handed over to them. And the unclaimed bodies are also disposed of as per the rule. Then if some police case is there, if some police case of any suicidal or accidental attempts are there, then the bodies will also go to the post-mortem. For that also the bodies can be kept for mortuary for some times. Okay. Then another some services are included like the plant and property, which is the main building, the hospital building maintenance, like the fire work, the fire control, safety, security, civil work, electrical works, those for the maintenance of the building of the hospital or the plant or property of the hospital is needed, which is provided by some professionals or the personals who are involved within this auxiliary service. Then the housekeeping staffs, they maintain the overall cleanliness of the hospital, which is another most important thing within a hospital. The maintenance of cleanliness, hygienic condition, aseptic condition maintenance. So for that, to make the hospital area departments washroom clean, to remove the garbage, the housekeeping staffs are very much important. And the last one is the hospital library. This is one separate unit. It may be attached with some academic unit or academic building also, or some other section of the hospital, which will provide the medical staff with the latest reference materials, journals, books, etc. for regular updating their knowledge and skills. So these are the different services: line service, staff service and auxiliary service, and the main two departments, clinical department and surgery departments. Okay, so this is all about the today's lecture. This is all about today's lecture, which focused on the different departments which provide the care to the patients and the different services which is provided by the hospital. So now there is now the question answer sessions. First question is, what is hospital service? Next is, what are the different departments within the hospital which provide the patient care? Third one is, what are the different line services which is directly involved, where the doctors or the physicians are directly involved? Then what are the staff services other than the physicians? Who are those staffs which are involved in the staff services? And what are the auxiliary services, that other than the physician and the other staffs, medical staffs, who are the supportive staffs which are directly or indirectly involved within these hospital services. Okay, so read this out, read these questions thoroughly from today's lecture, so that you can interrelate or correlate these things with the previous lectures also, and you can get a brief knowledge of the subject. Okay, so in the next lecture we will discuss about the health services in India. In India, the different health services will be discussed in the next lecture. So thank you so much. Thank you for your patience, and if there is any doubt, any question, then please ask me in the next class. Okay, so till then, thank you and goodbye.